Investigators say unpaid workers were forced to solicit donations or face punishments, including physical and psychological abuse and food and sleep deprivation. The indictment alleges that Taylor made the rules and Brannon, the church's executive director, enforced them.
Man, can y'all believe it? Looks like this church pastor and I guess that's his sidekick. They were doing forced labor, wouldn't let people leave, holding them hostage, and all in the name of God. Let's get to it. Yo, welcome back to another episode of TATV. If it's your first time here, I want to say welcome. If you've been rocking with me, if you're already a subscriber, then I'm back. I've been gone for a little while, but we're going to get the videos rolling. But right now, we're going into this pastor and his sidekick right there, Michelle Brannon. They were part of some FBI raids. You may have already seen it, where they got caught up for some forced labor and basically kidnapping, if you won't allow somebody to leave the place. Cruel, unusual punishment. It was crazy. And they've been getting millions of dollars of donations, but they wasn't paying the workers at all. Let's check the story out.
A pair of church leaders accused in a nationwide human trafficking case will remain in jail after appearing in federal court today. One of the hearings was in Tampa, where Michelle Brannon declined to have a bond hearing, instead choosing to have the hearing in Michigan, where the case is actually based. In a court filing, prosecutors say that they want Brannon held until her trial. They wrote that she is a danger to others and worry that she may try to run. They also indicated that her home address was listed as a mansion in the affluent Avila neighborhood in North Tampa.
Wow. You guys see that house? Did you guys see that house? Wow. Let's go back and check that out. Look at that. Oh my God. All that from church donations? Oh my God, let's go.
Mansion in the affluent Avila neighborhood in North Tampa. That property was one of 4 across the country raided by federal agents yesterday. Authorities say the properties belong to David Taylor and his Kingdom of God Global Church. Court documents indicate the church was operating 9 call centers. One of them was actually at that Avila mansion. Investigators say unpaid workers were forced to solicit donations or face punishments, including physical and psychological abuse and food and sleep deprivation. The indictment alleges that Taylor made the rules and Brannon, the church's executive director, enforced them. The arrest came as a relief to a woman who says she was in a relationship with Taylor back in 2018, and she says she ended it and wrote a book in 2020 trying to expose his abuse. This is just part of a video that she recorded yesterday.
There were so many people that were taken advantage of, and I was one of them. I experienced firsthand the abuse, the lies, and the corruption of both of the individuals who were arrested today. What a shame they are to authentic churches and ministries who have the character and the humility of Christ.
According to the federal indictment, Taylor referred to himself as an apostle, claiming that he communicated.
I'm sorry. All jokes aside, because Lord knows this ain't funny. But you got to be honest, man. Who would follow this guy? I'm just giving you a moment to think about it. Who in their right mind? I'm not going to say in their right mind, because a lot of people are very naive, I guess that's the word I'm looking for. But look at this dude, man. I wouldn't believe him if he told me what McDonald's was, man. Let's go.
With Jesus and that he could heal people through faith. But investigators say it was all with Jesus and that he claiming that he communicated with Jesus and that he could heal people through faith. But investigators say it was all a con. They say the church raised $50 million in donations over the last 12 years. And investigators tell us the money funded extravagant lifestyles for Taylor and Brandon, who were the only ones receiving a salary. Of course, there are still many questions about how this church was able to operate for as long as it did.
Some have been watching and raising red flags for years. Let's bring in Fox 13's Genevieve Curtis, who spent the day digging into the church's past. Hi there, Genevieve, in our newsroom tonight. What'd you find out here?
Yeah, Mark, there is a lot to go through, and those who keep an eye on ministries say that there were red flags with David Taylor and his church for years, but truly nothing of this magnitude.
They have, frankly, from the very beginning, shown evidence of being a bad actor, a bad operator.
Warren Smith makes it his mission to keep faith leaders accountable. He's the president of Ministry Watch. The news outlet tracks finances and actions of Christian ministries. They followed the actions of David Taylor and the Kingdom of God Global Church over the years. But Smith says the allegations contained in the federal indictment of forced labor and human trafficking were shocking.
A level of evil, a level of wrongdoing that even among some of the worst actors that we've been covering over the years here at Ministry Watch, and we've been around for 26 years, I don't believe I've ever seen anything quite like this.
The indictment alleges since 2014, the church amassed $50 million in donations, leading to questions about how it went on for so long.
We are living in an oversight and accountability and regulatory regimen for nonprofits that was devised in the 1950s and 60s. It is completely inadequate for the number of nonprofits that we have in this country today. So I think one of the ways that David Taylor was able to get away with it was that they were just not being scrutinized by the government at all.
Authorities accuse Taylor and his right hand, Michelle Brannon, of forcing workers to meet unrealistic quotas at the church's call centers, and they were punished when they didn't. A model used in third world countries, but maybe the first known case in the U.S.
And I think by understanding the mechanics of David Taylor's operation, we might be able to gain some insights into how to investigate or what to look for in some of these other situations that I'm aware of.
And there are still questions about how many people were forced to work in these conditions. Transcripts from a federal civil trial could give us some insight. Taylor and his church were sued by a Florida movie set company over failing to pay. Last year, one of the church's pastors testified that they rely on 75 to 80 full-time volunteers to run the day-to-day operations. He also testified the church has thousands of volunteers in almost 200 nations around the world.
So there are a lot of victims here, a lot of problems, a lot of damage done, but at least it's coming to light and maybe we can learn a few lessons from it.
And in talking about those call centers, the church promotes its prayer line, which we call today, and people are still answering the phones for the church. So I reached out to the FBI field office to see if there are other locations that were not raided, if there are more victims that are still working for the church, answering those phone lines. We'll let you know what we find out. Mark.
We look really scared, to be honest, because...
Man, listen, people. I understand that you go through things in life, but come on, let's stop following these false church leaders. It looks like every year we got a new one coming up and a whole new group of people that's following them. They're using God. They're using your vulnerability against you, okay? To gain money, to gain funds. I mean, look at this dude. You got to be, I don't want to say in a bad place, but what's going on mentally? When you start looking to other people for your answers, and you figure I should follow them, I should get in with them, I should give them my money. Stop donating your money to these false pastors, preachers, apostles, these so-called healers. Stop doing it, man. You know, the best thing to do if you're spiritual, learn to read the Bible for yourself. If you got to follow something, follow it for yourself. Don't follow people like that knucklehead right there, man. Seriously. You know, well, that's all I got for you today. I hope you enjoyed the content. Don't forget to like, subscribe, hit that bell icon so you'll be notified when I put up some new videos. I'm back. And until next time, peace.